had this idea in January of 2016.
He called me and he said, I got it. We're gonna shoot a movie, you're the lead, but you can't know anything.
I want to do something where you have to become the character, where once we start rolling, we don't talk to you. Only the characters talk to you.
I was like, what do you mean? I can't know anything. What's the story? No, can't tell you. You just gotta, you wanna do it? Are you interested? Yeah, I mean, it sounds interesting, but I don't know how this is gonna be. And it kind of, birthed from there.
When Bobby first approached me with this concept, we were actually at a film festival, and he had mentioned this idea of, just having it not be scripted, having it be total improv, and then having it be, in addition to that, something where like the lead actor, Shannon, wouldn't know anything, and she would have to learn of what's going on over the course of the movie, just as the audience is.
I got really excited to make this movie because we were doing something that had never been done in film before. So we had several challenges going in, that we were going to shoot the movie in less than 24 hours, that we were going to shoot it consecutively, that it was going to have an improvisational performance in the movie.
We're going to set aside some rules before we go through this. You 4 people are the only people allowed to talk to Shannon when we're shooting. Once we pull the bag over her head and she wakes up from her sleep, none of the crew, producers, nobody's allowed to talk to her unless it's you guys, the ancillary characters, or somebody who's not involved with the film at all.
It was more of an experiment than a movie. And so throughout the entire bit of it, I felt more of like a scientist than a filmmaker, a social scientist, kind of figuring out what would cause people to make the decisions that they make.
The process of the film, improvising everything, just kept you on edge the entire time. From the moment we started to the moment it was over. Just kind of holding on to the back of a speeding vehicle, because you don't know what's going to happen. And you don't know how the other person's going to react. And you have to be prepared for that moment. And you have to live up to that moment and keep it going.
When we're in it, you can't be the actor. I mean, you really can't, because you're responding. It's not a hey, I have this line planned out. No, you have to respond to whatever's happening. And during the response, I was responding to Blair being a real person.
Prepping for this thing was kind of interesting because we didn't have a script. We didn't know exactly where it was going to go, so it was a full circle kind of preparation.
So we spent some time walking through the steps, of where we needed to help lead Blair. Ultimately we wanted to get her to this final stop where she could make a decision, and it was up to us to lead her along that path, and get her there. Make sure that she trusted us. Make sure she followed us, and we got her to that final step.
So she's going to be like right. She's going to be at the tabletop. Okay. So this is the quiet conversation.
And just got to see how they would react in a situation where they didn't know what was happening. There was no second takes. There was no rehearsals for her. It was just a really cool idea. And that the fact that we shot it all in one night was really succinct and efficient.
And I was going to ask Bobby about this. I was thinking that when they drive, they should drive down that street, and either you or you run out into the middle of the street, and we just catch them leaving.
And everything that ended up in the film is the first time Shannon's doing it and the last time she did it.
And I'll never forget that moment, watching her walk outside, realizing she has no idea what's happening. She doesn't even know where she is. And then we started following her. And at some moment, I don't know how long we've been walking after her, she looked back at us, and the look on her face was fear, real fear. And then she took off running, and I took off running after her, and it was like, man, it is on.
Yeah, so this film really was a total experiment, not only in the way that it was captured, but in the process and what we were trying to achieve, because really the central focus of this is everyone, myself and all the other characters, the secondary characters trying to achieve their goals.
He is incorporating and putting the ball completely into Shannon's hands, and she has to take that and drive the story forward because of the nature of the concept. She's been blindfolded and dropped into a scene and told to go and carry this thing until the end. So she's got to make all these different scenes and drive the plot forward in a 90-minute movie. So she's got to use all of her skills as an actress and use all of her talents as an actress to make this thing happen. But she's got to have 100% belief in Bobby that, you know, what she's doing is working.
So the process of the actual shoot was terrifying in an amazing way. I didn't want to know anything. I literally did not want to know anything. So I asked to be blindfolded while I was getting dressed in my costume, and for my hair and makeup, I mean, of course you're not blindfolded when they're doing your makeup, but there were no mirrors. I couldn't tell what colors what they were doing to my face or hair.
Really don't know much of anything about the project. The one thing I do know is that my character has retrograde amnesia.
We take her to the location in sunglasses with her eyes closed, and we walk her in to the room that we're going to start shooting in, and I sit her down in a chair, and I ask her, "Do you trust me?" And she laughs for a second, and I guess she's thinking, I guess we're really going to do this. And she says yes, and I said, "Okay, let's begin." And we started. Do you trust me?
Yes.
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Begin.